Have I got a special guest here, little Fred? What do you think of that? Quite a milestone. So, for this special show, a little while ago, I was asked by my good friends back at Exit Records, back when we had that record label in the 80s, and we were all together with Charlie Peacock and Steve Scott. These good folks asked if I would do a concert at our home church there, Warehouse Ministries, looking up to the sky, praising the Lord. And they wanted me to do a show featuring Bob Dylan's music, a lot of his spiritual stuff that I've played and sang there during church over the years. So I thought, why not make this a 77s event? So I called Bruce Spencer, Scott Reams, and they also invited Jebby Moats, who's a guy who used to be in a band called I Love Ethel, and they did a lot of shows with us back in the 80s. They were one of the bands playing around Sacramento. So Jebby got his son Graham, and we had a little 5-piece band, and we got the songs together and did the show, and it got filmed and recorded. So tonight we're going to present to you Bruce Spencer on drums and vocals, Scott Reams keyboard, Jebby Moats on guitar and vocals, Graham Moats on bass, and Doc Love singing for you some of the best Dylan material. We really hope you enjoy it and dig deep into the tip jar this week, because this show is a little bit more expensive to produce than most, and we want to keep bringing these kinds of special shows to you now and then. So be sure to support us any way you can, even with just a subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, the bell notification button, all that stuff. Anyway, without further ado, here we are, the 77s with Jebby and Graham doing Dylan. All right.
Time of my confession, in the hour of my deepest need, in the pool of tears beneath my feet, there's every newborn seed. There's a dying voice within me, reaching out somewhere, toiling in the danger, the morals of despair. Don't have the inclination to look back on any mistake. Like Cain, I now behold this chain of events that I must break. In the fury of the moment, I can see the master's hand in every leaf that trembles, in every grain of sand. Oh, the flowers of indulgence and the weeds of yesteryear, like criminals, they've choked the breath of conscience and good cheer. And the sun beat down upon the steps of time to light the way, to ease the pain of idleness and the memory of decay. I gaze into the doorway of temptation's angry flame, and every time I pass that way, I always hear my name. Then onward in my journey, I come to understand that every hair is numbered, like every grain of sand. wishes in the sorrow of the night, in the violence of a summer's dream, in the chill of a wintry light, in the bitter dance of loneliness fading into space, in the broken ear of innocence on each forgotten face. I hear the ancient footsteps like the motion of the sea. Sometimes I turn, there's someone there. At times it's only me. Like I'm hanging in the balance of the reality of man. Like every sparrow falling, like every grain of sand. You may like to gamble, you may like to dance, you may be heavyweight champion of the world, you may be a socialite with a long string of pearls. You're gonna have to serve somebody. You're gonna have to serve somebody. It may be the devil, or it may be the Lord, but you're gonna have to serve somebody. Might be a rock and roll addict prancing on the stage. Might drug at your command, women in a cage. You may be a businessman or some high degree thief. They may call you doctor, they may call you chief, but you're gonna have to serve somebody. Gonna have to serve somebody. Serve somebody. Well, it may be the devil, and it may be the Lord, but you're gonna have to serve somebody. Serve somebody. You may be a preacher with your spiritual pride. You may be a city councilman taking bribes on the side. You may be working in a barber shop, you may know how to cut hair. Maybe somebody's mistress, maybe somebody's there, but you're gonna have to serve somebody. Serve somebody. Yes, indeed. Serve somebody. Serve somebody. It may be the devil, it may be the Lord, but you're gonna have to serve somebody. Serve somebody. Maybe a construction worker working on a home. Might somebody. Serve somebody. It may be the devil and it may be the Lord, but you're gonna have to serve somebody. You may call me Mikey, you may call me Mickey, you may call me Robo, and you may call me Dickie. You may call me Dr. Love, or maybe Dr. Hate. You can call me anything, but no matter what you say, you're still gonna have to serve somebody. Serve somebody. You're gonna have to serve somebody. Serve somebody. It may be the devil, it may be the Lord. You're gonna have to serve somebody. Serve somebody. Soup. Might like to drink whiskey, might like to drink milk, might like to eat caviar, you might like to eat bread, maybe sleeping on the floor, sleeping in a king-size bed. You're gonna have to serve somebody. Yes, you're gonna have to serve somebody. Serve somebody. It may be the devil, it may be the Lord, but you're gonna have to serve somebody. Serve somebody. Gonna have to serve somebody. All right, here's a little Peter Gunn theme for you. Some of you old folks might remember that.
broken switches and broken gates, broken dishes and broken parts. Streets are filled with broken hearts, broken words never meant to be spoken. Everything is broken. Seems like every time you stop and turn around, something else just hit the ground. Broken cutters, broken saws, broken buckles and broken laws, broken bodies, broken bones, broken voices on broken phones. Take a deep breath, feel like you're choking. Everything is broken.
Every time you leave and go off someplace, things fall to pieces right in my face. Broken hands on broken plows, broken treaties, broken vows, broken pipes, broken tools, people bending, broken rules. Hound dog howling, bullfrog croaking. Everything is broken. Hound dog barking, bullfrog croaking. Everything is broken. Hound dog barking, bullfrog croaking. Everything is broken.
Thank you. All right, Jebby's going to start this one out. I remember seeing Bob Dylan do this back in 1979 up at the Warfield in San Francisco. A bunch of us went up there, Mary did, and some of the pastors from here at the time, Joe Gildone, Jan Voles, and Bob was having a sort of a live-in revival at the Warfield Theater. He came to town and the promoter, Bill Graham, allowed him to just take over the hall and play as many nights as he wanted in a row until he decided he was done. And he did it for about a month. And it tore the city upside down. People were loving it, people were hating it. Fights were breaking out in the in the concert hall, a lot of contention, people feeling like they were being betrayed because he was singing only these new gospel songs he wrote. And it was a true rock and roll moment for me. I'd never seen anything quite like it. It was like going back sort of 2,000 years. You sort of imagine the Apostle Paul, preaching on Mars Hill at the time and having all these contentious ideas floating around and him trying to field it. And Bob just didn't say a word. He just stood up there and just sang, did his thing. It was great. So we're going to do this, one of the best tunes from that era. It's called I Believe in You.
They ask me how I feel and if my love is real, and how I know I'll make it through. And they look at me and frown. They'd like to drive me from this town. They don't want me around, 'cause I believe in you. They
show me to the door. They say don't come back no more, 'cause I don't be like they like me to. And I walk out on my own, 1,000 miles from home. I don't feel alone, 'cause I believe in you.
I believe in you, even through the tears and the laughter. I believe in you, even though we be apart. I believe in you, even on the morning after. And oh, when the dawn is nearing, oh, when the night is disappearing, oh, this feeling is here in my heart. Don't let me drift too far. Keep me where you are, where I will always be renewed. And that which you've given me today is worth more than I could pay, no matter what they say. I believe in you.
I believe in you when winter turns to summer. I believe in you when white turns to black. I believe in you even though I be outnumbered. Oh, though the earth may shake me, oh, my friends forsake me, oh, even that couldn't make me go back. Don't let me change my heart, keep me set apart from all the plans they do pursue. And I don't mind the rain, don't mind the driving rain. I know I will sustain, 'cause I believe in you.
Anyone want to start it? No, I don't have anything to say about this song. No, I don't. Just go ahead and start it. I don't know if I'm the guy who starts this. This is the one we know the least, so we're just going to kind of wade into it.
And lyrically, this is one of the more challenging Bob tunes, but very cool. Standing in the waters, casting your bread with the eyes of the idol, with the iron head glowing. Distant ships sailing into the midst. You were born with a snake in both of your fists while a hurricane was blowing. Freedom just around the corner for you. With the truth so far off, what good will it do? Joker man dance to the nightingale tune. Bird fly high by the light of the moon. Oh, 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 Joker man.
So swiftly the sun sets in the sky. You rise up and say goodbye to no one. Fools rush in where angels fit a tread. Both of their futures so full of dread, and you don't show one. Shedding off one more layer of skin, keeping one step ahead of the persecutor within. Joker man dance to the nightingale tune. Birds fly high by the light of the moon. Whoa, oh, oh, Joker man.
You're a man of the mountains. You can walk on the clouds, manipulator of crowds. You're a dream twister. You're going to Sodom and Gomorrah, but what do you care? Ain't nobody there who'd want to marry your sister. Friend to the martyr, a friend to the woman ashamed. Look into the fiery furnace, see the rich man without any name. Joker man dance to the nightingale tune. Bird fly high by the light of the moon. Oh, 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 Joker man.
Well, the book of Leviticus and Deuteronomy, the law of the jungle and the sea are your only teachers. The smoke of the twilight and a milk white steed, Michelangelo indeed could have carved out your features. Resting in the field, far from the turbulent space, half asleep near the star with a small dog licking your face. Joker man dance to the nightingale tune. Birds fly high by the light of the moon. Whoa, oh, oh, Joker man.
Well, the rifleman stalking the sick in the lane. Preacher man seeks the same. Who'll get there first is uncertain. Nightsticks, water cannons, tear gas, padlocks, Molotov cocktails, and rocks behind every curtain. False hearted judges dying in the webs that they spin. Only a matter of time till night comes stepping in. Joker man dance to the nightingale
fiery world, skies are slippery gray. A woman just gave birth to a prince today and dressed in scarlet. They put the priest in his pocket, put the blade to the heat, take the motherless children off the street and place them at the feet of a harlot. Oh, Joker man, you know what he wants. Oh, Joker man, you don't show any response. Joker man dance to the nightingale, birds fly high by the light of. Whoa, oh, Joker man.
I've been reading a book about Bob Dylan, and just really has inspired me. You know, there's a lot of thoughts about where he's at, but I appreciate the story that Pastor Lewis told me about Barry McGuire asking him about where he is with Jesus, and he said, "Me and Jesus are good." I love hearing that. I shared his Saved album with a friend of mine who's a pastor also, and he listened to that album and he came back to me and goes, "Jebby, Bob wrote those tunes. He's definitely a believer." Ring them bells, ye heathen, from the city that dreams. Ring them bells from the sanctuary, across the valleys and streams. For they're deep and they're wide, and the world's on its side, and time is running backward, and so is the bride.
Ring them bells, St. Peter, where the four winds blow. Ring them bells with an iron hand, so the people will know. Oh, it's rush hour now, on the wheel and the plow, and the sun is going down upon a sacred cow.
Ring them bells, sweet Martha, for the poor man's son. Ring them bells so the world will know that God is one. Oh, the shepherd is asleep where the willows weep, and the mountains are filled with lost sheep.
Ring them bells, the run in the lane. Ring them bells for all of us who are ashamed. them bells for the chosen few who will judge the many, and the game is through. Ring them bells for the time that flies, for the child that cried when the innocents died.
Ring them bells, St. Catherine, from the top of the road. Ring them from the fortress for the lilies that bloom. Oh, the lines are long and the fight is strong, and they're breaking down the distance between right and wrong.
You know, when I was a kid, I used to imagine what it would be like when I was, I don't know, 47, around the turn of the century, for me, probably. And I imagined that I would look like Fred Flintstone, walking around with a, cut off thing and scratching my belly, walking around barefoot, ordering my wife around. All of this happened. But then I imagined what the world would be like. You're always programmed to think that it's going to get more and more evil and more like a frog in a pot, where you keep boiling it. But the frog doesn't jump out because it just heats up gradually because it's cold-blooded. It doesn't know that it's going to boil. And then eventually it's boiling and it never jumped out. So now here we are in 2024? And I imagine the world being evil and everyone hating each other and killing each other, and it's all happening. Thank you. So this song kind of has, I don't know everything that Bob was thinking when he wrote it, but I believe there's a subtext in this song that hints at the times that we find ourselves in now.
Shadows are falling, and I've been here all day. It's too hot to sleep, and time is running away. Feel like my soul has turned to steel. I still got the scars that the sun didn't heal. There's not even room to be anywhere. It's not dark yet, but it's getting there.
My sense of humanity is going down the drain. Behind every beautiful thing, there's been some kind of pain. She wrote me a letter so kind. She put down in writing what was in her mind. I just don't see why I should even care. It's not dark yet, but it's getting there.
Well, I've been to London, and I've been to gay Paris. I followed the river, and I got to the sea. I've been down to the bottom of a world full of lies. I ain't looking for nothing in anyone's eyes. Sometimes my burden is more than I can bear. It's not dark yet, but it's getting there.
I was born here and I'll die here against my will. I know it looks like I'm moving, but I'm standing still. Every nerve in my body is so naked and numb. Can't even remember what it was I came here to get away from. Don't even hear the murmur of a prayer. It's not dark yet, but it's
It's the song for the children.
For his age he is wise. He's got his mother's eyes. There's gladness in his heart. He's young and he's wild. Well, my only prayer is if I can't be there, Lord, protect my child.
As his youth now unfolds, he is centuries old. Seeing him at play makes me smile. No matter what happens to me, no matter what my destiny, Lord, protect my child. Protect my child. Protect my child.
Well, the whole world is asleep. You could look at it and weep. Few things you find are worthwhile. Though I don't ask for much, no material things to touch. Lord, protect my child.
He's young and on fire, full of hope and desire. In a world that's been raped in the fire. So if I fall along the way and can't see another day, Lord, protect my child. Protect my child. Protect my child. There'll be a time here, I tell, when all will be well, when God and man will be reconciled. But until men lose their chains and their righteousness reigns, Lord, protect my child. Lord, protect my child. Lord, protect my
I'm going to try a bit of an experiment here.
Just talk amongst yourselves.
No, it's not going to take that long.
So I first heard this record as a kid, I don't know, January 1964. It was early, maybe it was late in 64, I can't remember. But the Beatles were a big deal at the time. And Dylan had made his sort of rise in the folk music world, but he hadn't broken through to the rock and roll scene. So he was hanging around in Los Angeles, and there was a group called the Byrds with Roger McGuinn, Chris Hillman, David Crosby, and others. And they were playing at this club called Ciro's, and Bob went to see them, and they decided to take one of Bob's folk songs called Mr. Tambourine Man and concise, sort of cut it down into a pop song and play it with electric guitars. And this galvanized Bob, and the light bulb started going off, and he went, wow, this is making what I'm doing all valid. Maybe I should think about going electric. And he appeared on stage with them and sang it with them. And we found out years later when Mary Neely interviewed Roger McGuinn, he became a Christian in the late 70s and is to this day extremely committed, as is Chris Hillman. And he told Mary that when he was singing Mr. Tambourine Man, he was singing to God, that was God was Mr. Tambourine Man to him, because he was on a spiritual quest at the time, involved in this group called Subud, who basically prepares you for what path you want to go on. And it didn't happen right away. It would take, a long time, but Roger eventually chose Jesus as his path, so the song has probably had more meaning for him over the years. And so we're going to do it. We're going to do it the Byrds way, if I can figure this thing out.
I'd like to just say this next song is the first Bob Dylan song I ever heard back when I was in junior high school, and it really got my attention. And I don't know if it was the mood of the song or the lyric, but now, kind of looking back, the chorus of Knocking on Heaven's Door, I thought, now that is a poignant thought for me, because, we should all be listening to the knock that Jesus knocked on our door, right? Behold, I stand at the door and knock. Well, all of us are on that, near that abyss where we could cross into either heaven or hell. And the question is, do we wish to desire the way into heaven, which is through Jesus Christ? So we don't actually literally have to knock on the door, but we can receive the invitation to go in by simply trusting in Jesus.
So we need your help to sing along because, at the end we can all go like this and make it like a big rock show.
Let's take that again.
Welcome to the most professional show in Rancho Cordova today. It's not, this is like so early. I only recently realized that there's 2 10 o'clocks in a day, okay? So.
Take this badge off of me. I can't use it anymore. It's getting dark, too dark to see. I feel I'm knocking on heaven's door.
In the ground, I can't shoot them anymore. That long black cloud is coming down. I feel I'm knocking on heaven's door.
everybody know. Thanks, everybody. God bless you.